I created the story engine because I've met so many writers who are walking around with just the most amazing story ideas in their heads, and for whatever reason they couldn't get them down on paper. I wanted to design a deck of cards that would let writers create their own writing prompts in their own style. Using the story engine deck, you can create new character concepts, plot threads. If you play Dungeons & Dragons, you can use it to create new NPCs, new settings, new magic items. I really recommend you check out storyenginedeck.com.
And we are live. Hello, players. Hello, everyone watching, and everyone who's going to be watching this later. My name is Tom Bookbeard. I am the DM for our final RPG session of TBRCon, and I'm just going to go around the panel, introduce everyone, just tell us about yourself, what you got going on, and who you're playing today. I'll go in the order I can see. We'll start with Josh.
Oh, okay. Hello, I'm Josh Johnson. I am a writer of fantasy. Here, there's two copies of my first book. One, the UK edition from Titan, and one, the US edition from DAW. It's called The Forever Sea. The second book in the series, The Endless Song, is out in about a couple weeks, I guess, on Valentine's Day. So it's a perfect gift for the sweetie in your life, or for yourself. Treat yourself, right? And I will be playing a halfling druid named Finch Whitlock, who mostly loves to garden.
Nice.
The end.
Astrid.
Hello, my name is Astrid Knight. I am the author of a couple of books. I wrote this book that I'm sure a lot of people will be interested in. It's called Perception Check. You can guess it is heavily inspired by TTRPGs. About mental illness, queer stuff, all that stuff. I'm also a co-author of this book, The Wayward and the Wanderer, which was based off of a D&D campaign that I played in. So if you're interested in any of those things, you can find them where all good books are sold. What other stuff? Oh, I'm playing Eurydice Moore. I am a tiefling bard who is very good at playing the violin and not very good at talking to people. So...
Brilliant. Emily.
Hi, so I'm Emily Inkpen, and I am a writer of audio drama and novels. I will talk about my audio drama right now. The Dex Legacy is out, and you can listen to it on all platforms. It's like full cast and hard political sci-fi. So if you're into that, it's very violent. I should put a warning up there, because a lot of audio drama is very fun and lighthearted. This is not it. You know, yeah. Fasten your seatbelts if you're going for it. It's good fun, but yeah. So that's my bag. And today I am playing a character called Sartre. She's a dragonborn paladin. A lot taller than me. She's about 6'5". I'm 5'2". So you might think that I'm compensating for something. You wouldn't be wrong. I'm the only one here who's got my character name first and my actual name in brackets. So, yeah, there we go.
And last but by no means least, Jeff.
Hi, Jeff Speight, author of the Archives of Evelium, high dark fantasy, first book, Paladin Unbound. Second book, Mystic Reborn, is coming out April 1st. Today I'm playing a gnome rogue named Iggy Edom, who has traveled the world in a quest to find the finest cheeses available, and now moonlights between adventuring and running his cheese store. So
Fantastic. Well, we begin our tale in the tranquil destination of Llanmyd, a picturesque Mott and Bailey castle, considered by many to be a safe haven for many a wearied adventurer. It is surrounded by great guardian wards that encircle the entire settlement. When activated, these prevent any unwanted intruders entering and spoiling people's vacation, and also prevents people from leaving, handily enough. Llanmyd nestles against a verdant pine forest and it stands proudly within Sagpon Summit. There's a snow-capped mountain from which an icy stream of pure glacial water flows down through the windmill into the town itself. And you all find yourselves on holiday in the Sagpon Spa Hotel. And as luck would have it, you all arrived at the exact same time, and you all had rooms next to each other. Who would have thought? Well, you happen to be sitting in the tavern at Clanmid, known as the Woozy Ward, and you're just about to order your lunch when the waiter comes up to you and says, what will you all be ordering today?
I'll be the first to ask for a cheese board, of course. Your finest, please.
The cheese board. Ah, very famous Clanmedian cheese board. So I am required by the management to let you know that the black pepper sourdough crackers of which we are famed, we don't have any of them. I trust this will be no problem to you, of course.
I kind of sneer. From my belt, I pull my selection of cheese knives out and place them on the table, and I say, I guess that'll have to do.
Very good. And yourself, he indicates towards Santra.
Oh, I will have the stew. Looks lovely. Thank you.
Very good. This is the chef's specialty. Unfortunately, we're out of the garlic bread which accompanies it. I trust that this will be to your liking.
That is absolutely fine. Garlic plays havoc with my stomach.
Oh, thank goodness. People have been complaining all day. Oh, yourself, the young person over there. He indicates towards Eurydice.
Oh, she looks really quickly at Satra and is just like, I'll just have what she had. That's fine.
And the lack of the garlic bread is fine for you, you as well?
That's fine.
And yourself, Mr. I do forget. And Whitelock, yes. What can we get for you?
Finch, I think, stands up on the. I imagine it's a sort of bench seating, maybe, or chairs. Mm-hmm. Finch stands up on the bench so that he is sort of eye to eye with the waiter, and says, "It'll be meat for me, please. All meat, no veggies, just meat. A meat tray, meat plate, whatever you bowl of meat, just meat, just all meat for me, please."
Any particular kind of meat, and how would you like it to be cooked?
If it was walking or flying or swimming, it's fine with me. And cook it, chef's choice for me. Yeah, but no veggies on this. If there are veggies on the plate, I send it back.
Very well. Well, thank you all. I'll leave you to your own devices, and I'll be right out with your food. The waiter skitters away and leaves you to mull around yourselves. The room itself is starting to fill up, and you all start to notice that there are a lot of disgruntled guests around. People with burgers with no buns. People who are having sandwiches with no bread. And there's a portly dwarf in the corner of the tavern who now stands up and goes, I can't believe I've paid all this money not to try these sourdough crisp breads. It's an outrage. He sort of fires a scowl over at Igidam because he's seen you with your cheese knives and just shakes his head and stomps off, with several members of staff pleading for him to come back. What are you all doing at this point?
I think I have pulled out a small knife and I'm picking dirt out from underneath my fingernails onto the table. Just kind of slowly picking it out.
I'm watching this with distaste while wondering what on earth has happened to the town baker. Because clearly Clearly there's something up here.
I'm wondering that too, but I'm just kind of like quietly like holding a glass of water, just kind of like not wanting to say anything.
Yeah, I'm just fiddling with one of my cheese knives and just watching this dwarvish gentleman leave the room. We kind of had a moment there, so.
At this point, more and more guests are becoming disgruntled, to the point where, well, clearly as the manager walks through the double doors of the tavern, and you all instantly notice her. She has silver hair and this incredible ethereal beauty that everyone's head turns the moment she walks in the room. And she sports this gilded monocle that comes down the side of her face as well. And she just stands in the middle of the room and goes, "Attention! Madame de Monsieur is adventurous. I am very sorry to say that we have not had our shipment of fleur for several days. Unfortunately, we may not offer any products including fleur. So if anybody has come here for secret spreads, I'm sorry I have to disappoint you. Your meal today is, of course, on the maison. But if anybody has any particular time free, we would very much appreciate the help to find out what's going on with the miller."
The miller.
Oh,
Not
that
baker.
sounds like a problem.
At this point, you just hear sort of anguished yell from the kitchen, which you had assumed to be the chef who's just got your order.
I think Finch, when he hears this, just gives a thumbs up. He was not planning to order anything that involved flour, wheat, grain of any kind. So he gives a thumbs up and goes back to picking at his fingernails.
I make a disgruntled. I'm just going to say, I imagine the stew will be somewhat watery without flour to thicken it.
It will be more of a soup, madame, I am afraid.
Delightful.
Sartre, as the owner talks to you directly, you suddenly get this sudden wave of nausea. You being an upstanding paladin, you feel something is very, very off. You're not quite sure what, but you don't like this woman at all.
So you said that the miller went missing?
Wait. Well, we don't know. We have not heard from him for a few days. Normally, he spends his time in the hotel, gambling away all of the money we give him for the fleur. Rather annoyingly, he is the only one who can grind it in the exact way to make the crisp breads, which brings in the tourists.
That's strange.
Listen, you all look like a very capable party. If you could go and check on the miller and remind him that we're waiting for our order, I'll comp you 2 nights of your stay.
Deal. I'm in. Deal.
All right.
I kind of roll my eyes because I was expecting time to unwind and enjoy some exotic cheeses, but I'll go along with everybody else.
Yeah, if everyone else is going, I'll go along. That's fine. It sounds fun.
Is this like a post meal jaunt though? Because I am gonna need that bowl of meat first.
Please finish your meal first. But if you could head over to the miller after you finish your meal, then I would greatly appreciate it. I will be in my office. Just let me know when the fleur will come in, and then I can arrange your 2 nights for free.
Okay.
She bows very graciously. Merci. Enjoy your meal.
I think Finch turns to. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
As she's leaving the table, she narrows her eyes at you, Sartre.
I narrow mine right back.
Finch turns to the others and says, "She seems nice. I like her.
I
like
do.
her a lot.
Yeah, she seems nice.
Super fashionable. Really. Did you see the It's like she's got only one glasses, like just one on one side. Did you see that? It's incredible.
Yeah, it's called a monocle. They're
Oh.
very cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it looked sweet as heck. So seems cool to me.
I
Totally
think that
above
there's
board.
more to this woman than meets the eye, and I think that we should be very careful of her.
What do you mean?
Did you not get that from her at all?
No, she seemed pretty nice to me.
She
Yeah.
seemed nice. Yes.
Everybody in places like this is fake. They're all hiding something.
I guess
Indeed.
that's kind of what happens when you work at a restaurant establishment or a spa. You kind of have to be nice
I've
to
been to a
everybody.
lot of restaurants and I've not felt anything like that.
Mm.
Yeah. I think we need to go and talk to this miller. Well,
All right.
find the miller. Find out what's happening with this miller.
You will finish your meal.
Oh,
It's-
I don't.
Oh.
Yeah, I kind of just pick at mine. I'm not really all that hungry. I just ordered because everybody else was. So.
I eat mine with the same knife I was using to clean my fingernails.
Ugh.
That is adding to the nausea factor.
It's really good, and it's. I'm not a clean eater. This is maybe a surprise, but I'm not a clean eater. So, yeah. And after I finish, I look around and I say, "It's Miller time."
You know, I am able to remove people from the stream.
Okay, that's my last one. I promise.
You know what?
I watch Finch eating, and I just take the cheese on my platter and kind of just stuff it all in my pockets.
Cheese.
Finch, I'm going to give you a point of inspiration just for
Yes.
Miller time.
Yeah,
Why
thank you.
not? It's never too
Thank
early. So you all,
What's that behavior? Good lord.
he may need it later.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
need it later. Yes.
You finish what you're intending to finish of your actually pretty lackluster meal, and Iggy, you already start offending everyone's nostrils with the pretty pungent Clanmedian brie that's now filling and spilling out of your pockets as you walk along, and you leave the restaurant. It's a pretty grey day actually. There's a bit of mizzle going around, so it's pretty dark. We're about late afternoon at the moment. It's quite calm in the Bailey right now. What do you all do?
Do we know how far away the Miller's place is? Like, is it like a 10-minute walk,
So you're-
45-minute walk?
You're all fairly central. You just come out the castle on top of the hill, and you're looking down at the settlement. You can see the windmill is towards the edge. It's about a 5-minute walk from where you're standing.
Oh.
The other notable buildings you can see are the smithy, and you can also see the black iron fence which marks the entrance of the arboretum, which is much spoken about around these parts. It's a very very eclectic collection of flora and fauna. Are you heading straight for the windmill, or are you going elsewhere?
Well, I'm going straight for the mill.
Yeah.
How close is the mill to the arboretum? Is it possible that we could just make a quick pit stop on the way, or are these in opposite directions?
They're in opposite directions.
Okay, I think I give a kind of longing glance toward the arboretum, and then I follow the group towards the mill. Yeah.
Okay. You will find
will-
yourself standing. Oh, sorry.
Oh, no, that's okay. I'll say while we're going, I'll just, for atmosphere, I'll take out my violin and I'll play as we walk.
I love it.
Hey, why not? Roll a performance check.
Okay. That is a 23.
And not only do you find the perfect sort of Irish jig, which matches the mood, it has you all skipping merrily towards the windmill, and completely puts that very lackluster meal to the back of your minds. And actually, you will feel very well rested. You're on holiday. What's a little adventure? Hey, we'll find out. Everyone else can have a point of inspiration because of that marvelous performance. You find yourselves in front of the mill. There's not much of a wind, so the actual sails are very lazily rotating at the moment. There's a very soft, slow clank of metal and stone. What do you guys do?
Knock on the door.
Do we see anything that's out of place outside yet, or?
You can all, well, anyone who wants to have a little look around the vicinity can roll a perception check. There's a plug for Astrid's novel.
16.
Unnatural 20.
I got a 4.
Ooh.
I'm not rolling because I would want to knock on the door first before snooping in people's things.
So whilst Sartre walks up and rams on the door, the rest of you just start snooping around. Because why not? We've never been here before. It's exactly what we should do at some random person's house. I'm with you, Sartre. Yeah, Iggy, you don't really see much. The fumes from this incredibly pungent cheese are sort of clouding your judgment a little bit.
Happens.
But the rest of you, Eurydice, you notice first of all that the door is slightly ajar. And Finch, you notice that the vegetation around the mill, just sort of normal everyday shrubs and foliage. With your druid background, you just feel that something isn't quite right. Like this vegetation shouldn't have the flowers it has. It shouldn't have the thorns that it has, which just strikes you as odd. No one responds, Satra, to you knocking on the door.
I come up behind Satra and I'm like, I think the door is slightly open. Should we just walk in, or?
I'm very well aware of that, but we had to try knocking first.
Okay, that's fine.
But I agree, we should proceed.
Okay.
Which one of you opens the door?
Well, I guess I've just knocked, so I'm just gonna.
Okay. There's just a slight thunk, as if something is in the way. And the moment that door opens and the air circulates, you are hit by this metallic smell of blood and a little bit like the meat plate that Finch had for lunch.
I poke my head up and I say 2 things. 1, I think something's wrong, and 2, I'm a little hungry. I'm not sure why. I just feel a little hungry. I have a question. Are the plants? Is it just that like it's like the wrong species for this area or something, or is it like they're overgrown and they haven't been tended, or what is it?
It's not that they're wrong species. It's just they have traits from other species they shouldn't. So they're all local to the area.
Okay.
But they're just wrong.
It's like they've been spliced with another plant or something.
Yeah. It's not something you expected to see.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to run up and say, yeah, not that something's wrong, but I think I'm excited to talk to this person. Seems interesting and kind of cool to me. So yeah, I'm sort of trying to peek around to see what's going on.
So it sounds like Finch sort of shoulders past Sartre a little bit and pokes his head into the door.
Yeah.
And I'm not even going to make you roll a check for this because you clearly see that the mill has been trashed. There it's streaks of blood sort of dotted around all over. And you can't see sign of the miller anywhere. All you can see is that there has been a struggle here and there is rather a lot of blood.
I think I turn around and I say, something bad did happen in here. There's a bunch of blood, and I didn't do it. I want to be clear about that. I didn't do it. It was like this.
Good to know.
Insight check.
You want to roll an insight check, you can be my guest.
Not good. 5. I
Okay,
believe
I'll
you.
have a- Oh, 2. 2. So, yeah.
Even though you've just met Fidge, you feel like he's trustworthy enough not to have been the cause of the bloody mess that has become of the mill.
Right.
Oh dear.
Okay. I suppose we should start looking around the scene. Maybe check for... I'm going to check the door to see if it was forced open or if it was just opened.
Okay.
So,
Could you make me an investigation check, please?
sure. 11.
Okay. You see no signs of forced entry. The lock appears to be intact, but you still can't fully open the door. It's only open about a foot or so. Just about big enough for someone to stick their head through and look straight ahead.
Can a gnome slink through?
Yes, just. You'll have to wriggle a bit, but you can
Okay.
certainly go for it.
All right, so I'll make an effort to squeeze through the door.
You all watch as the gnome sort of kicks his legs and scrabbles through. It takes a little bit longer than it possibly should, and a lot of debris is squeezed out of his pockets, making an incredible mess of the door frame and creating a rather unpleasant concoction of odors when mixed with the smell of the blood.
Well, that's great for a crime scene. Thank you, Iggy. But good work on getting through the door.
Not even half an hour in, and we've contaminated the crime scene. Iggy, you push through the door, and much like what Finch saw, you see the blood smeared on the floor. There's bloody handprints smeared on the wall as if someone's stumbled against it. You also see a mezzanine that goes up to the level above where the miller's sleeping area is. You see a little writing desk in the bed just above you through the slats of the mezzanine. And then you poke your head around to see what was blocking the door. And you see a body. And this body has been quite severely bludgeoned with a very blunt object and is very, very clearly very dead.
All right, so I say I think I found our friend the miller, and I'll go to a. Are there windows?
There is a small window. So as you go in the door on the left-hand side of the wall, just a small window to the top of the ceiling that lets all the light in.
Has it been forced open?
I wouldn't say it's big enough for anyone to get through unless they're a halfling or a gnome.
Which it could have been.
All right, so I'm gonna poke my head back out through the door and tell them that there's a body, and ask if I should move it so that they can actually come in and join me.
I suppose.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Iggy, if you're moving the body, just make a strength check
Oh, this will
with advantage because the body's not moving.
All right. Natural 20, but with my -1 strength, that's a 19.
I think we can take the natural 20. Given that you're not the largest, you're a gnome. You get a better look at the body as you're grabbing the legs. You see it's a dwarven man. His very large blonde beard is matted with blood. You can't see much of his face after whoever has done this is finished. The other thing you notice as you're now heaving him away from the door is that a pen rolls out of his hand.
Like a big ballpoint?
Yes.
A pseudo medieval equivalent of a big ballpoint pen.
Is there anything
Or a quill, let's call it.
Is there anything unique about the pen? Any writing on it or anything like that?
It has blood on the end of it.
Okay. On the writing end of it.
Yes.
Okay.
And it rolls out of his hand.
You were sort of lying down, clutching this pen, this quill, and then when he moved, it let go.
When you
And
say
at this
that,
point,
like that, end pointing out stabby style, or
yes.
Yeah, okay, right.
And at this point, the door is now open. I'm assuming you all go in, or are you all going to stand and sort of check it is okay?
I'm going in.
Okay,
Yeah, I
then.
go in.
I will follow.
I wanna see. I'm gonna give the body, I think, a kind of cursory look, and I want to see if there is any consistency in the stuff that has kind of been tossed around. If it looks like, yeah, I mean, is this like somebody was looking through certain parts of this area, or does it just look like there was a tussle and just stuff kind of got knocked around?
I will let you use your own choice of skill for that. What would you like to search this body with?
Maybe investigation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I got a 5. So
We're doing great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I look up and I say, I think there might be some blood around here somewhere.
Wow. Yeah, I think so. You're right.
I'm not going to lie, the acid reflux from your lunch is kicking in, Finch. It's very distracting. And also, this body's been so set upon. It's hard to really tell much, if anything. You don't find anything else of note on the miller's body with your initial search.
Can I go around the room to see if there's anything like outside of that initial area that's like suspicious? Like any, I don't know, anything near the blood spatters or something like that that can give me a clue as to like what happened?
What are you looking for specifically?
Just kind of to see if like there was like a starting point, like
Okay.
yeah, like if something
Just sort of piece together what happened.
yeah,
Okay. What skill are you going to use for this?
I would probably say investigation.
Go for it.
Not terrible. It's a 15.
Okay. Whilst Eurydice is trying to piece together more of what happened, Iggy and Satra, what are you two doing? Finch is currently examining the body whilst giving little rancid meat burps.
I'm going to go up onto the level and take a look at his desk. I think. Yeah.
Okay. And Iggy?
Yeah, I'm just gonna generally look around the room, see if there's anything obvious that somebody might have been after.
Okay. So Eurydice, we'll go to you first. You start from the beginning. You enter the room and you try to recreate what may have happened. So you hypothesize that the miller opened the door. There's no signs of forced entry that Sartre or anyone could see. And whoever the miller opened the door to attacked him, seemingly with this whatever has killed him. But you could sort of piece together that there was a scuffle. The miller tried to defend himself, and it appears to be the attacker and the miller staggered backwards into a broken table. They then wheeled away. That's where the first smear of blood is across the wall, which you sort of have a quick glance at the miller's body, and you can see there is blood around about his hand that would corroborate with that. And finally, it appears the blood on the floor was swirled around as if two sets of footprints have been dancing and sliding in it. And then you find the miller's body where it is. So it looks like whilst he tried to fight, the attacker got in there quick enough to overpower him. And I will say the miller is a very heavy-set dwarf. It would not have been very easy to have overpowered him in this way.
But there were no bloody footprints out of the front door, and there's no other way to get in there.
And his body was against the door, so how would someone have gotten out anyway?
Unless they're still here.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Dum, dum, dum. Okay, I'm going to check under the bed as well.
You check under the bed, and just roll me a quick we'll call it a perception check, please.
1.
Really dark under that bed.
I am temporarily blind, apparently.
So the 6'7", was it, Dragonborn?
Roughly, yeah. Yeah.
The 6'7" 6'7" Dragonborn who's gone up to the very small mezzanine and then tried to clamber under the bed has now seemingly got herself more or less stuck.
Oh, no.
You just go full on under the bed to the point where it is now on top of you. And you look very unheroic indeed.
This did not go according to plan.
Whilst you are underneath the bed, you do see a hammer that is covered in blood. And it looks to be a hammer that a blacksmith might use.
Oh.
Blacksmith. Okay. I can't reach it. Can I reach it?
It's within your reach. Yeah. You sort of dived right next to it and very, very loudly cause a ruckus above everyone's heads. But you have found is it the murder weapon? It's a hammer covered in blood.
Would certainly suggest so, although that does mean that the murderer came up the stairs and hid it under the bed.
Are there footprints? I don't know if we established this already. Are there bloody footprints leading up the stairs that we saw?
Not up the stairs, no. Iggy, what were you doing at this point?
Like I said, I was just going to check the main room to see if there was anything maybe obvious that someone might have been after.
Okay. You go upstairs. You sort of step over the hapless legs of the Dragonborn. And you have a look at the writing desk. And
What I was going to do.
you decided to dive under the bed. Iggy, you have a look, and I'm not going to make you roll for this, but it appears that the miller had been writing a letter. All it says at the moment is, "Dear Gwendolyn, I just can't. It's not the same." And then the letter appears not to have been finished because there's plenty of room left.
Dear Gwendolyn, okay.
Did
I'll-
Gwendolyn
Yeah,
such a letter.
I'll ask Satra if she needs help getting out from under the bed.
It's safe to say Satra needs all the help she can get.
You help Satra from her situation.
And as Satra comes out from under the bed with the hammer, I'll call their attention to the letter on the desk.
Okay, so at this point, I'm assuming, Satra, you've let everyone know about the hammer, or are you keeping this to yourself?
Well, I was, but I was under the bed and I was a bit muffled and nobody could hear what the hell I was saying. So I'm going to...
There's a hammer! There's a hammer!
So I'm going to repeat myself once I get up. I'm going to say, guys, hammer, murder weapon. It appears that this is a murder weapon here. It definitely presents as such. I believe this belonged to a blacksmith.
Where did you find that?
Under the bed.
Huh, that's weird.
I'm sort of
So currently,
this. That's sort of how I'm.
you're like, yeah. So you have a hammer and you have a letter, but what is the party doing next?
I guess we should go ask the blacksmith about the hammer, maybe?
Yeah.
I think we should take the letter with us.
Yeah.
Do we know? Do we know who this Gwendolyn is?
Have we
this a name
heard?
that we would have heard? No. Okay.
I also mentioned, well, and also from what I can tell, the Miller opened up the door to this person, so probably he knew who this person was and kind of trusted them. So I don't know, maybe somebody from the blacksmith shop might be friends with him or something.
How far is it from the mezzanine level to the window?
It's reachable.
Can I kind of scurry up there and I just want to take a look at the window and see if it looks like it's been opened recently, if there's any sign of blood or anything up there. Can I look?
Okay. Yeah, have a look. Just do me a investigation check.
Okay. It's a 17.
Nice. So you don't see any signs of blood or anything like that around the windowsill, but you do sort of hoik yourself up enough to have a look outside. And at the very base of the windmill, you see what looks like a mat. A bit like what you wipe your feet on when you first enter a room.
Just gonna point this out, guys. I can do a divine sense spell, and I can detect good and evil until. Is that what I was just reading? And you can sense anything affected by the Hallow spell or know the location of any celestial fiend undead within 60 feet. That's not behind total cover.
Just to see if maybe they're still in here.
Yeah, like see if anyone's still around or if
that
there's
might be a good idea.
Can sense anything affected by the Hallow spell or, so anything that might have been affected by that.
Yeah, that might be a good idea.
I can only use it once every, between long rests and everything. But if you're up for it, I could give it a go. I'm still holding the hammer, by the way. And my arms I'm going to put this down.
Yeah. Yeah, I say thumbs up to that. I also communicate what I saw. This mat, which you said is beside the windmill, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I would communicate this, and
it looks as if it's just been tossed there.
Okay.
It does strike you as odd that the miller would throw his welcome mat out of his window.
But is there blood on it?
Is any of you are any of you going to check it to see
I'm
if it's
gonna
got
go
blood
check
on
it.
it?
Yeah, I'm gonna go check it.
Yes, there is.
So that's how they got out then. In which case, I'm going to save the spell because I don't think this sounds like it's something of the magical variety. Blacksmith's hammer, jumping out of a window onto a welcome mat.
I think we should take a closer look at the mill.
Yeah.
What are you looking for?
Evidence maybe of someone escaping along that path, or breaking into the mill to hide or something like that.
Okay. You all spend a good bit of time looking around the mill for any other clues or any indication of what's taken place. You don't find anything of note. Just sacks of flour that have yet to be delivered, delivery orders, but nothing that seems to link to who the killer might have been, other than what you've already found.
I think maybe, going to the blacksmith shop might be a good idea.
I'm going to wrap the hammer in a bit of bedding or something, and so it's not so gross, but we can take this because I don't trust that people in the town won't come in and tamper with evidence.
Can I, before we go, use my druidcraft cantrip? And I just want to find one of these kind of strange plants, maybe that has a seed pod that has not burst yet, or a flower that has not bloomed. And I want to use druidcraft to make it bloom, or kind of progress it along the way, just to see if anything strange happens. I mean, if a flower blooms and it's totally normal, that's fine. I just want to kind of poke at these a little bit and see if anything curious goes on.
Okay. Sure. So you approach one of the unopened seed pods, and you use your druidcraft. You feel that sort of tingle down your arm, through your wrist, and out your fingertips as you wave your hand over the seed pod. And it shakes a little bit, but springs open. And it's a perfectly normal flower. However, right from the center of which a very small bead of what looks like blood appears, and then just drips onto the floor.
Okay, that is surprising.
Knowing what you know, being a druid and all, that's not normal for this flower at all.
Okay. I'm going to I think I keep a trowel on my person at all times. I'm gonna pop that trowel out, and I'm gonna dig this plant up, and I'm gonna take it with me. I'm taking it along.
Do you have a pot?
I'm just gonna kind of stick it in my belt. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So just to recap, we have a bloody hammer, a bloody flower, and did you take the letter with you, Iggy?
Yes.
Okay. And you have, thankfully, a non-bloodied letter.
For now.
Oh, and the pen.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you take the pen quill as well. Okay. Yep. So you're all leaving a crime scene with several bloodied items.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not me.
Just your average afternoon.
What could go wrong?
Yeah.
What a holiday. Okay. You all find yourself outside of the mill. It's progressing on. You actually spend a few hours at the mill, turning the place over, and the sun is now gone down. It's still relatively quiet in Llanmed. It's almost time for the evening show. Eurydice, you were actually invited by the by the settlement's bard, Dominique, to perform on one of the nights you're staying here.
Yeah,
You pretty much have an open invitation to do so. But yeah, you have a choice. Where would you like to go next?
Is the Arboretum still open?
You could check.
Do we want to go to the blacksmith first? Do we want to
Depends
check
if
on
the Arboretum's on the way. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
you did ask about it on the way to the mill, so I figured...
I am
we could-
curious about the Arboretum.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't want you to think that your holiday wishes have been ignored and forgotten. You know?
That's so sweet. That's so sweet of you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, if the Arboretum is free, I would like to see it generally, but also given what I've just seen of the plants around the mill, I am quite curious to know what they have growing. Yeah, so if it's on the way, I'd love to go in. But if not, if the party wants to go somewhere else, we can do that later.
I guess whichever one's closest. If the blacksmith is closest, then we can.
It's not the biggest of settlements. It's all much of a muchness. Everything's sort of within 60 to 100 feet of each other. So you're not going to go out of your way to go to the Arboretum or the blacksmith or to the tavern.
Let's go to the blacksmith first.
Yeah, because I mean, if the blacksmith is a murderer, we should probably apprehend him sooner rather than later, maybe.
We can celebrate our successful solving of this mystery in the Arboretum after we've.
Well, that would be
confronted
nice.
The blacksmith. Yeah.
I concur.
Yeah.
Yes.
Definitely.
Okay, so you're going to the blacksmith.
Yes.
Okay, interesting. You all approach the smithy.
I don't feel confident anymore.
I don't like that.
You approach the smithy. It's still open. It's a very little shabbily constructed, sort of this wooden beam jutted white building, belching black smoke from its chimneys, and you sort of smell that coarse, sticky, almost ozone like smell of the forge as you approach the door. You can hear the tong 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 of the blacksmith hammer, and you are now all in front of the smithy. And what are we doing?
Well, are we agreed that the smith is now potentially suspect number one?
Or at least somebody who works there, yeah.
So I think we should thunder on the door and demand them come and speak to us.
Well, I don't know. It might be they might get defensive. So maybe if we could be kind of like discreet and say like, oh, we're just in town and we really like metal and we want to know more about it. I don't know. It might be easier to be nice to them first, and they might give us some more information.
Is the hammer that we found, that Satra found, kind of a run-of-the-mill, no pun intended, hammer, or is it? Is this the kind of hammer that might be that somebody would really miss? You know what I mean? If we walked in and we tried to play it cool and asked, I don't know, for some product or something, is this the kind of hammer that would probably be used in a lot of smithing work?
You all recognize it as the sort of hammer that could be used by a smith, but it could equally be used by another tradesman. For example, someone shoeing a horse. If you wanted to go into the smithy and surreptitiously see if there's a hammer missing, I'll allow you to try.
I think we should play it cool and sort of save our accusations as a last ditch. You can't unring that bell.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who really don't like being accused of murder, I've found. So
one must. While I stand by my assertion that we have a suspect number one right now and we should confront them, I will be led by the group because I'm also aware that I have a tendency to blunder into things and I can lack tact.
Should I sneak up and try to get a peek to see if anything nefarious is going on inside before we alert them to our presence?
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah, I love that
Okay.
idea.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're going to do that, Iggy, roll me a stealth check.
All right.
It is at night, and there's a lot of loud hammering going on, so you can roll that with advantage.
Okay. Natural 19 plus 9 for a 28.
Whoa.
You are so sneaky. So sneaky. You, Iggy more or less disappears from vision, which takes you all back. You can still smell him because he's still lined his pockets with a cheese board. That's the only indication that he's still there.
It's kind of
But
a
yeah,
calling
you.
card,
It's the camembert that's the real kicker here.
Yeah, he
You
left
make
all the
your-
brie on the door frame at the crime scene.
You make your way around the back of the forge, Iggy, and you find that there is a small window that you can peek inside. But it's more what you hear than what you see that alarms you. Because you can hear the blacksmith and the blacksmith's very, very gruff, masculine voice, and also gruff, feminine voice shouting at each other. They seem to be having quite a heated argument. You can't quite make out because you're not quite near enough what they're saying, but it sounds pretty heated. You have a look inside the window, and you see the dwarven blacksmith. Looks very, very, very similar to the miller. And he's arguing with a lady who you take to be either his partner at the smith or his other half.
Yeah. The first thing that goes through my mind is this is Gwendolyn, and they look a lot like brothers, like twin brothers, or like just a close yes. Okay.
Very, very similar. Same blonde beard, but this one doesn't have blood in it.
All right. So I'll come back and relay that to the rest of the party.
Oh.
Do you know that it's Gwendolyn, or are you just?
No, I'm just twin brothers. In a anonymous note to ominous note to a lady named Gwendolyn. It's just speculation.
Yeah, I mean, it's a small town. It's not that small. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, names are easy enough to get. If we go in there and start asking questions, we can always double check.
if it is Gwendolyn, then that's definitely Dodge, because that note was I mean, it was. I just can't. It's not the same.
Yeah, that is weird.
Mm. Yeah.
So do we want to go in accusations blaring, or do we want to?
Oh, I've taken you guys. You guys have convinced me to take a step back on this. I shall be guided.
Should we? What if we went in and first of all ascertained if this is Gwendolyn or not, and if it is, we can say we've got a letter for her and see how she responds to seeing the letter, and also how the blacksmith responds. I don't know.
So if this is Gwendolyn, you're going to enter the smith and present her with this letter.
I don't know.
Yeah, because I would be worried then if this guy did murder his brother or whatever, then maybe he'll get upset and try and do something to us.
If it is his brother, shouldn't we be telling him that his brother is dead?
That's true.
Yeah.
He'd probably
I'm
want to
very
know
sorry
that.
to inform you that your brother is dead, and it does look like foul play.
Yeah. I love that idea.
And are you missing a hammer?
And then we can also see how he reacts too, because
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but we got to work out if he's his brother first. Yes, I mean he looks
Yes.
similar, but
Very.
We should be sure. We should be sure.
all right.
Let's do it.
Are you knocking or just barging on in?
Just going in.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh, no, knocking. No,
I mean,
I was just going with the moment. I thought we were just going in, but we can knock.
sure, you do it. We'll all work out how we feel about it in your way.
Sounds like Finch has just barged on in. And
I knock on the door as I come in. I'll do a little.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
you sort of open the door whilst knocking on it.
Yeah.
And there's a little tinkle of a bell as you open the door. And it's a pretty packed little forge. There's a great arsenal of weaponry all around. Spears, poleaxes, swords, shields. It's been a very busy blacksmith. And you look around and you quickly see the forge, and the blacksmith is currently now looking at you with a lump of metal inside the forge. He then withdraws it, places it on the anvil, and still making eye contact with you, just starts hammering.
Oof.
Hello.
Is the woman he was arguing with anywhere nearby?
She is there as well. She appears to be just putting the finishing touches on the edge of what looks like an adventurous sword. She's at the whetstone.
Maybe we should. Okay, so I sort of step forward and I say, "Good evening, madam. May I ask if you or the blacksmith are any relation to the miller?"
They both look at each other, and then the blacksmith narrows his eyes. Why do you want to know?
Well, what? Was not expecting that as a. Why? We need to know if you are before we answer that question.
Yes, the miller is my brother, but we have not spoken for a long time. What does that idiot Bergen want now?
I'm afraid your brother won't be wanting very much ever again. It seems he has been murdered in his home up the road, and we are currently doing what we can to find out what happened. We're very sorry for your loss.
The woman at this just drops the sword and goes, God, no! And the blacksmith looks at her and goes, Gwendolyn, what do you mean? What happened?
Well, for now, what we know is that there was no forced entry, but we found your brother's body. It appears he has been bludgeoned to death, and he did do what he could to defend himself from what we could tell, but he was unsuccessful. Can we ask you if you are missing any hammers?
While she's listing off all of this stuff, can I make an insight check on how he's reacting to this information?
Yes, you may.
Can I make an insight check onto how she is reacting to this information?
Yes.
Okay.
Sato, can you make me a persuasion check whilst you're doing all?
I rolled a natural 20.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, 17. 17.
Nice.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to roll my inspiration die to re-roll that, if that's okay.
Okay.
Nope, it's 8. So.
I'll go in the order of how good the rolls were, as in worst first. You already see you can't really see any shift in the blacksmith's demeanor or behavior or anything like that. He has a very, very good poker face, so you can't really tell if this news is upsetting or surprising or anything like that. You just see him look probably a little more severe than he did then when Finch first walked through the door. Sartre, you sort of managed to very coherently burble all of this information at the blacksmith and his assistant, and he scowls even further to the point where his eyes seem to disappear into the wrinkles of his forehead. And Finch, you just see the woman, Gwendolyn, is very, very overcome, as in her eyes are welling up and turning red, and it looks like she wants to be anywhere but this forge right now.
Are there any signs, puncture wounds or injuries from, say, a quill on either of them?
Roll me and a perception check.
Perception. That would be a 21.
Whoa.
Wow. It's very hard to tell. This guy is a smith, so he is covered in little welts and burns and scrapes from the forge. It's incredibly hard without getting right up close to him, to the point where you're more or less face to face, to see if there's any quill-sized pinpricks anywhere about his person. So whilst you get a good look at him, you can't imminently tell if he was the one who was poked with the quill or not. In response to you, Sartre, he puts down his hammer and he puts the metal back in the forge. Are you suggesting that I have something to do with this?
We are making no suggestions at this point, but a hammer was found at the scene. That hammer may have been used by anybody who may have taken it from here in an attempt to frame you. We're not jumping to any conclusions at this moment in time, but it would be very beneficial to know if the hammer came from here.
It's none of your business. Get out of my forge.
It actually is, because we're getting 2 nights free at the hotel to find out the answers to this. So
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
There are people without bread up there.
There are people without bread.
And crackers.
And crackers.
People are suffering.
Yeah.
The stew turned into a soup, and it's just
not the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Meat's still fantastic. Just FYI, still great. But
Sartre, your eyes just wander to the tool rack, and aside from the hammer that's obviously missing because he's using it, it does appear to be there is a gap where another hammer should be.
Dum, dum, dum.
I'll tell you again, get out of my forge.
Well, thank you very much for your help, sir. We will be getting along, and we'll let you know if there are any developments in this investigation. Thank you very much.
as we leave, I'm going to say back to both of them. We're going to head up to the Arboretum just in case either of you feels like if you come up with any other information or anything, you can tell us. And I'm sort of directing this at Gwendolyn in case she is interested in sharing any more.
Just roll me a persuasion check for that, first of all.
Okay. 13.
Okay. Sartre, Eurydice, Iggy, what are you guys doing?
Yeah, I'm going to detect thoughts on. I'm trying to choose which one I want to do. I'll do it on the brother. So,
Okay.
I believe that is a wisdom save for him.
Okay. Natural one.
Yeah.
He may be a blacksmith, a very good one, but he's not wise. Um, wow. I mean, at this junction, I would say that I've got a bookplate edition of your book, Astrid, which says, "May all your rolls be natural 20s."
Apparently, I didn't.
This is the absolute opposite.
I'm sorry. I hope I didn't jinx you.
You did. Okay. Remind me how detect thoughts works on a failed save.
It looks like you initially learn the surface thoughts, what's most in its mind in that moment. Yeah. It looks like that's kind of like the baseline. And then it says you can shift your attention to another creature's thoughts or attempt to probe deeper. So I guess you initially get the surface thoughts, and then I can shift it over to someone else too. So I might also try and...
I'll say on a natural one, because he was so readable, that you can go ahead and succeed for Gwendolyn as well.
Okay.
What you're getting from him right now, despite what he's projecting to all of you and telling you to gruffly get out of the forge, he's worried because he knows that a lot of gossip around town is about how him and his brother do not get on to the point where they have not spoken for 4 or 5 years. And he is secretly hoping that you will get out before you ask him any more questions.
Okay.
And then you hop over to Gwendolyn. And this is right after Finch has sort of said, if any of you could come forward with any more information, we'd appreciate it. You can just sense Gwendolyn thinking, should I tell them?
Okay. Yep, we're just going to be going over to the Arboretum. So, yeah, if you have any more questions, and I'll look kind of like at her, just let us know. We'll be there for a little bit.
Iggy Sartre, were you doing anything in particular at this point, or?
I'm probably. I mean, I've said I'll bid you good day, and we'll let you know if we find out anything more. So I'm beating a hasty retreat. I think out of there, but also eyeing the weapons, because it does seem like he's a very skilled craftsman and solid work.
I'm just hanging back. Yep,
yeah,
just hanging back. Yep.
You're heading back with me or out of the shop?
Okay, so you're leaving the forge and heading to the Arboretum?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Do I spy any more of those strange plants around the blacksmith shop?
Same sort of thing. Things that aren't quite right. All the little coarse bushes around the blacksmith, they have the same sort of affectation that you notice at the millers.
Okay.
You all head to the Arboretum, and before you can even get there, Gwendolyn approaches you. And Finch, she walks right up to you and places a letter in your hand. And you glance down at it, and you can see that the writing itself is smudged, as if it's tear stained almost. And she just says, can we speak privately without hearing?
Yeah, for sure. I gesture at the Arboretum. I imagine it's maybe big enough that there are places that you could sort of get away from people. And I just say, like, is this over here, maybe?
She just sort of slips her arm around yours. She goes, let's go for a walk.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yep. Are we walking away from the other group members? Or
you're all walking towards the
Okay.
Arboretum together at this point.
Okay,
So
great.
she's
Yeah.
walking with the group.
okay, great.
You reach the Arboretum, the gates are open, and Finch, again, you're noticing that whatever was going on with the vegetation in the main part of the settlement, in the Arboretum, it's more concentrated and more prevalent. Like thorns are larger, sharper. And actually all of you can see that the flowers that are in bloom, these ivory white flowers, all have this sort of streak of blood coming from the middle of them. Gwennon doesn't pay any attention to this at all. You notice. But as you're walking through the trees, she says, Crom and I are married. But, and don't judge me, his brother Bergen, the miller, and I have always had feelings for each other. But I had to make a choice one day, and I choose Crom. And we're very happy together. We run the forge, and nothing has ever happened with Bergen. However, not long before he died, he gave me this letter. And not long after he gave me this letter, I woke up 2 nights ago, and Crom wasn't there. Now, Crom's a heavy sleeper, and that wasn't normal. And I asked him where he went. He said he went for a walk. But now I heard some of the townsfolk, they heard shouting and banging at the mill. I don't know if he's capable of something like that, but him and Bergen really didn't see eye to eye. And it's all my fault. And I feel horrible about it. But that's all I know. And I hope you can find out who did this to Bergen, because he didn't deserve it.
Was the blood that we saw, how fresh was it at the mill when we were there? I mean, did it look like this was quite recent, or did it look like it could have been days old?
It corroborates with what she said about it being a few nights when Crom left the forge. It wasn't fresh blood.
Yeah.
Was there anything in particular that like happened recently that might have set him off on this?
I don't know. It's in the letter, but I don't know. I need to go before Crom starts wondering where I am.
Did Crom see the letter?
I think he might have. I'm not sure. I normally keep these sorts of letters from Bergen hidden.
Do you get a lot of these letters?
Not for a while. He used to just send me letters saying that he still loved me, and I never did anything. I never wrote back. I just hid them. I need to go.
Before she leaves, I show her the letter that we found in the miller's home, and ask her, if she can put some context to this.
She scans it over and goes, I don't know what Bergen was doing, but whatever it was, it clearly wasn't the solution that he was hoping for. And then she just thrust it back in you, and then she runs back to the forge.
Does that letter have a date on it, or no?
It does not. Well, which letter?
The half-written one, the one that we got from his house.
No.
Okay.
I'll open up the letter that she gave to us and read it.
The letter says, "I'm sorry, dearest Gwendolyn, but this shall be my last letter to you. I can't see you with him any longer. It's better for me just to leave you both alone. I've found a way to deal with my feelings now. I love you always. Bergen."
Sounds to me like he should have written that letter a long time ago.
Yeah, amen.
I wonder what he was referring to about dealing with his feelings, what method he found.
Didn't the owner of the restaurant or the proprietor say that he had a bit of a gambling problem?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
At this point, two figures walk up to you. Both are wearing sort of huntsman's leathers and fur coats. One has a very large broadsword, the other has a longbow. Their weapons aren't drawn. But the one with the broadsword has a short, neatly kept beard. He's sort of long, spiky hair that he keeps tied back. And the other is very, very stern looking guy. His dark skin sort of blends well within the dark of the arboretum in the evening, and he has a very short cropped hairstyle. The one with the beard calls out to you, "What brings you to the arboretum at this hour?"
I say, I love plants.
Quite. We're about to close the arboretum, so if you could finish your walk and leave, that would be much appreciated. And what's going on with Gwendolyn? What did you say to that woman?
We just we're checking out the blacksmith shop, and she just wanted to give us some tips on where to go in town to have a good time. We're on vacation, so
Roll a persuasion.
would that be a deception?
Deception you can do, yeah, sure.
Okay. Oh, that was pretty good. 23.
Well, all right. But still, the arboretum's closing. Now, run along.
All
Yep.
right.
Yep, will
Okay.
do.
Have a good night.
Enjoy your stay.
Should we question these people? Ask them if they know anything?
I'm a little
You there,
concerned.
Dragonborn. You look quizzical. What's on your mind?
I'm just gonna come straight out with it. I'm Paladin. I don't do lying very well. So apologies in advance, everybody. My friends and I have been commissioned by the inn to investigate a mysterious circumstance in the town. Would you happen to? Would you say that you know the miller particularly well?
I mean, Alban and I, we catch rabbits. What do we have to do with the miller? What sort of question is that?
Well, everybody needs bread. I mean, you know, one cannot live by rabbits alone unless you're a dragonborn, or I'm sure my friend Finch here would be able to. But you know,
For sure. Yep.
yeah, presumably you like some toast in the morning. Then
I get my bread from the baker.
Do you
Why?
ever? Mhm.
What's happened to the miller?
Nothing. He's fine. He's totally fine. Nothing.
Now, I've never known any tourists come around here and ask questions about the miller. What do you know? What's going on?
We just heard that he had really exotic strains of wheat. And so we wanted to check it out and see, but he wasn't answering his door. So
Also, you seem to be pretty adamant that there's something to know about the miller. Why
That's
would you
because you keep coming on and talking to me about the miller. He nudges his companion. Let's go to the mill. Come on.
Wait, they're going to the
Companion
mill?
shrugs, and then we both start heading off.
Are they going to the mill?
Yes.
Oh no, no.
We both set off in the direction of the mill.
I think we played this really well. I think we did a good job.
yeah, this is going great.
I give us a 10 out of 10.
Saz, can I interest you in our friend who is about to play violin at a concert?
Oh yes, yeah.
And we would be very excited for you to join us and enjoy her talents.
I was invited by Dominique to perform, so I was going there right now to do that. If you want, I'll get you in for free.
The guy who's been speaking, the moment you mention Dominique, he just stops and wheels, and he walks right up to you, Eurydice. What do you mean, Dominique?
The town bard.
Why is Dominique talking to you?
I play the violin, and so she thought that I could perform while I was here.
He sort of stares right at you.
Okay.
Oh, you're that bard. Ha! She's the bard. Of course. That's why you want to see Dominique. Yeah, fine. You should go see her. She's been talking about you for a long time. Anyway, well, enjoy your stay, folks. It was good to meet you all. Remember, the Arboretum's closed now. Come on.
Okay.
Why don't you go see Dominique?
Wait, are they still going to the mill?
They have both stopped. His companion just shrugs.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, whenever you want to come by, just mention my name and you can get into the performance for free. So we should leave. Let's go. Let's leave.
Are you all leaving? Where are you headed off to next? So just to recap, you're in possession of 2 letters.
Yeah.
One is the miller writing to Gwendolyn, saying, I found something, a way to deal with my feelings. And then another saying, nothing works, or it didn't work. You have a bloodied hammer, which you are very, very sure belonged to the blacksmith, who has not been seeing eye to eye to his brother. And you also had that wonderful altercation with the 2 trappers.
Yeah, who are way too intense.
They really wanted me to go talk to Dominique.
And I don't trust they're not on their way to the mill right now.
Yeah, what are they doing? Are they just like standing there? Do they look like they're moving off?
They don't seem like Arboretum professionals.
Yeah.
Why are they?
Yeah.
The black-skinned gentleman has moved back towards the tavern. It looks like he's decided he needs a beer. The guy who was staring down Eurydice is just standing there and watching you all.
Well.
Get your violin out.
Oh, okay. I'll do that. I got my violin out and I start playing like something really simple, like Twinkle Twinkle Little Star or something. Just to look like I'm doing something important. So what do we want to do?
At this point, Eurydice is playing the violin and backing away slowly. Center of the establishment. What are the rest of you doing?
I'm just curious why they want us to leave the Arboretum so badly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a little weird. And I want to know why they wanted me to go talk to Dominique so badly. And then, I don't know. That letter also talked about a way to deal with his feelings, but then it didn't work. Maybe we could talk to some people at the tavern who knew his gambling habits.
Where is this place he goes gambling?
I think it was just the tavern.
Yeah, can I I'm going to catch up to the fellow who's walking toward the tavern and say, did you know the miller at all? Did you ever I heard he was quite the gambler. I heard he was just a devil at cards. Did you ever play with him?
The guy shrugs again. Bergen had a bit of a gambling problem. He was in for some serious coin with Fats. You probably see the goblin running the bone dice table in the tavern. Yeah, wouldn't surprise me if he got into some trouble over it.
And this Fats, he's a pretty dangerous fellow. Is that right? Kind of fellow who might go after the coin that he's owed or that they're owed. Is that right?
Sort of person who would get someone else to do his dirty work, if you catch the drift.
I'm catching it. Yep, caught it. Got it. Right. So what were you up to in the Arboretum?
Me? Well, prune the roses, set some traps, get rid of the vermin. We keep things pretty tight for Lady Juvel.
Yeah, I noticed you all have some pretty interesting plants in there. Some varieties I haven't seen much before. Are these originals to this area, or?
Lady J keeps some exotic plants in the Arboretum.
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, I took one myself. I pull out the plant that I had in my belt. Yeah, I took one for back home. Thought I'd maybe cultivate it back home if I could get the seeds out.
There's a gift shop in the hotel, right?
I didn't see that. I didn't see that yet, but I will check it out. Yeah. I think I say, all right, good talk. and then I walk away.
He shrugs and he keeps on going.
Okay. See, I'm thinking that we need to tail Shady Guy. But I'm a 6'7" on a good day dragonborn who couldn't look under a bed.
Iggy's pretty sneaky, right?
Yeah, oh, go ahead.
Oh, I also have invisibility if somebody wants to be invisible. I think I can. Hold on, let me see how. If I cast it at a higher level, I could probably get all of us to be invisible.
Well, that would help. What's my stealth like?
Wait,
Okay.
I think so. Can I do? Oh, no, wait. No, never mind. I can only get 2 people. I can make 2 people invisible. So.
I vote
Iggy. Iggy seems
Agreed.
I was going to say before we get out of eyesight, of the other gentleman, that I was going to hide and then see what he's going to do once he thinks we've left.
Okay.
But if you want to make me invisible for that, that's.
Yeah, I'll just cast it at 2nd level then, so it'll just be you who's invisible.
All right.
So I touch him on the shoulder and he goes invisible.
Nice. So, Invisible Iggy, what are you doing?
I'm going to watch the other trapper and see what he does now that his friend is left and he thinks he's alone, and see where he heads off to.
Ooh, okay. What are the rest of you doing whilst Iggy goes to observe the other trapper?
I don't want to split us up, but
yeah,
I don't know.
I think
maybe I should go talk to Dominique and see what that was about.
Do you know where Dominique is?
Dominique is in the tavern the invite to Eurydice on performing was come and perform at the tavern whenever you like. You'll find me there.
I would tell the others about my conversation with that trapper and about this person, Fats, and maybe we could sort of loudly say so that Iggy could hear us that we're going to go to the tavern and hang out there, which is where Dominique is, but also this other person.
We're splitting the party. Excellent. Okay. All right.
I'm thinking I might go to the mill and just hunker down and see if anyone goes by.
Okay.
If we're splitting up.
We're splitting the party thrice.
Well.
Okay. Let me note this down.
If we want to, I can also. Well, I would have to cast it at a larger level because I could also make you invisible.
Who, what, me?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to hide.
Yeah.
You would be invisible. You wouldn't be silent.
No.
But you would be invisible.
Yeah.
Being gold and shiny and 7 foot tall.
Is there any way? Yeah. Is there any way when I cast invisibility on Iggy, I can also use just go back and say that I used a 3rd level spell slot to. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Sure.
So I'll make it on both of you then. So you're both invisible.
So Iggy and Sartre, are you going together to watch what the other trapper's doing? And Finch and Eurydice are going to the tavern.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah. So we'll follow Eurydice and Finch first of all. You make your way to the Woozy Ward. And you actually enter mid-performance. You watch as on the stage in front of a packed house. This person on the stage is currently Crom the blacksmith. And all the audience are laughing, slapping their thighs, crying tears of laughter as Crom on the stage is going, "Get out of my forge!" And as you're watching this, Crom suddenly changes.
Oh, okay.
Into the ethereal woman you saw in the restaurant. Hello, I am Lady Juvel. I am better than all of you. I'm sorry that we do not have any crackers. The audience just go, yes. And then finally, Lady Juvel then becomes sort of grey-skinned, was tribal painted changeling with short, it was like an undercut, a black undercut, and takes a very large bow and says, "Thank you so much. I'm Dominique, and you've been a wonderful audience once again. I'll be back tomorrow." She blows everyone a kiss, and then she takes her customary seat in the booth and cracks open a bottle of wine for herself. Everyone who's been watching just sort of mills back to the bar, back to their tables, and the normal tavern hubbub starts up once again. But what are the two of you doing?
I'll just look at Finch and be like, okay, so do we want to talk to her, or do we want to go see about this goblin person, or what do we want to do?
I say we do both. Let's you go talk to her. I'll go talk to the goblin guy, and we'll just let's do it.
Okay. Perfect.
So you're ready to see?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry.
You approach Dominique, and Dominique just sort of waves you to sit down opposite them, and they say, "You're ready to see more, right?"
Yeah, that's me.
Heard a lot about you and your violin. Thank you for coming. Did you catch my show?
I did. Those were really good impressions. I've met a couple of those people, so it was spot on.
No way. Yeah, man, Crom is one of my best.
Yeah, he's very angry.
Oh, tell me about it.
Yeah.
Look, anytime you want to get up on stage, show us what you got. Would love to see it.
Oh, you know who else I ran into who really wanted me to go talk to you? There were some people working at the Arboretum. They
yeah.
seem to be rangers and trappers. I don't think we got their names, but they really wanted me to go talk to you.
Let me guess. One guy who shrugs a lot, and one guy pretty abrasive, has a beard.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Both
my
very
boyfriend.
intimate. Oh, okay.
Yeah. He
what was-
he's pretty protective of me. You didn't mention me, did you?
Well, I mean, I did, but like, I was just saying that he could like come watch me perform and everything, and that you invited me. That was basically all I said. So.
Let me guess. He didn't like that very much, did he?
He seemed kind of encouraging for me to talk to you, but I don't know, he kind of gives off this vibe of like just generally kind of upset.
Intense.
Yeah.
Mm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's Torvan. He's intense. Yeah, he's normally here for all of my shows, but lately haven't really seen him around.
Do you know
funny
what he's
thing
doing?
was? Well, that's the thing. The other night, I did my Gwendolyn, which I'm still working on, sure, but you know, when he saw that, I don't know, guy just sort of flipped, like something in him went like that, and he just got up and left. And normally he's there for the whole show, and I thought, maybe my Gwendolyn's so sucky that, yeah, it's something people just storm out over. But kind of weird.
Do you know if he has like any sort of like, is he friends with Gwendolyn, or do they not like each other?
No, he has nothing to do with Gwendolyn as far as I know. So I don't know why it was so offensive to him.
Yeah. That's weird.
Intense guy.
Yeah.
Weird.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyway,
does he really like the Arboretum? Because he seemed to be hanging around there with his other friend.
They spend a lot of time there. You know, Lady J's got them doing all kinds of stuff there, pruning the roses, you know, that sort of thing. It's not my jam.
Yeah, that's okay. Okay, just curious.
We're gonna take it over to Finch. Finch, you approach this other booth where a snickering goblin is just raking in a large pile of coins towards itself. It's sort of got a very, very large, very pointed smile. Both of its ears have been clipped and bandaged, and it's wearing a lot of over-the-top jewelry. And as you sort of approach, it goes, come to play some dice, eh? Sit down.
Yep, I'm ready for it. Yep, I'm here to play dice.
This is low stakes, so throw down your copper, see if you can beat me. Come on. Take your D6, highest roll wins. What are you putting down?
How much do I have?
Whatever was on your character sheet, I can have a look if you want.
I can't remember how much I have on there.
I will let you roll 1d8. And that's how many copies you have on you.
All right. I'll roll my d8. I got a 1.
You come and stake your only copper on a game of bone dice.
Yeah, I pull out this copper and I give it a kiss and I say, "This is my last one from me, Ma. So I hope it's good luck." And I slap it down. And yeah, I'm gambling with it.
Roll the bones.
I rolled another 1.
Oh.
I rolled a 1. Yeah.
That's a 3, big man. Takes your coin, bites it. Bad time for you, huh?
Yeah, bad time for me. Hey, listen, You loan money occasionally, correct? You're sort of sensible about people coming into coin, coming out of coin. You know, I've heard that you're willing to help a fellow who's maybe in debt. Is that true?
How much debt you talking?
Well, I just need a little bit of coin to get me back up on my feet. My friend the miller was telling me about how kind you are and how
Bergen.
Yeah.
You tell that idiot he owes me 100 gold.
He have you talked to him recently? You haven't talked to him.
That sucker has missed the last 5 interest payments. I was about thinking of making an example of him, if you catch my drift. Ever since that Dominique started her stupid old karaoke or whatever you call it show, that's when those payments stopped. Actually, if you want to get out of your debt problem, I'm happy to spot you. How much you need?
How much you got? I'm
all right. All you gotta do is do me one little favor.
Done. Yeah, done. What is it?
Go work out what racket Dominique has got going on and why is Bergen giving them my money.
All right. Deal. Dominique is, I point over to where Dominique is. I say, Dominique's that one? That right?
That's the one.
All right, deal. I'll
Talking
be back.
to that tieflin over there. But remember, if you screw me, Fats always collects her debts.
Yeah, I say I'm not going to screw anybody. All right, I'll be back. And I hop down and head on over to Dominique.
Okay. Whilst you're walking across the tavern, let's go to Iggy and Sartre. You are currently invisible, the pair of you, and you are both looking at the other trapper, which, well, Finch and Eurydice, well, actually just Eurydice know to be Torvan. The rest of us don't know who he is at all. You see he does actually start walking towards the mill. What do the two of you do?
Hello?
Follow him.
Roll a stealth check. You can both roll it with advantage because you're invisible.
Whee! Okay, do I add my... So I got 8.
Is that with your modifier?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, I got a 26.
Okay. As Sartre sets off first and is particularly stompy, being a 6'7" dragonborn paladin, you just sort of tap her on the shoulder, go,
Yeah, I'm giving her hand signals, even though we're both
I'm
invisible.
going to assume... I'm aware you're both invisible. I'm just going to assume that you two can see ech other because you've been, you're under the same spell.
Okay.
At least mechanically, that's how we're going to do it.
Okay.
Not that I forgot you're invisible or anything. That would be great. So yes, you do happen to see Iggy going, and thankfully, you are wise enough to get behind the halfling who's already proven himself to be very, very sneaky, and you follow the trapper to the mill. This guy, much the way you did, just walks towards the door, which I believe you've all left wide open.
I think so.
Stands there, hands on his hips, and then he storms back, very, very close to you. Could you both make me a dexterity saving throw as he's about to breeze right through the middle of you?
Ooh. 18.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20 and an 18?
Actually, it would be 20 with the...
2 dirty 20s. Nice. It's all that cheese in the guy's pockets. Mm-hmm. You both wheel away, and thankfully he doesn't crash right into you. So he's still unaware of your presence. Are you going to follow him?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You
Yep.
both follow the trapper back to the Arboretum, and he strides directly inside. And he's going quick, almost too quick for you to follow while still making no noise at all. Now, the Arboretum itself is full of a myriad of different foliage. There's various trees that have been brought in from regions all over. You've also noticed all the bleeding flowers as well. As you follow him in, the deeper you go, and then more towards the center you follow him, the situation with the flowers increases. More blood is oozing from all of these white flowers. The roses, which are normally nice and well kept and lead you through, are now twisted and angry looking. And you soon find this trapper is stood outside a small structure in the middle of the Arboretum. Sartre, at this point, you feel that something is incredibly off, as if you didn't notice it already. But there's something evil.
I'm going to cast Divine Sense. Yeah? Yes?
Yes.
We're-
And just describe to us how that works.
Well, I mutter some words under my breath and I make a specific gesture in the air with my claw, and the sort of shimmer goes out from me across the entire area that only I can see. And yeah.
Nice.
That's
Iggy,
that,
what
and
do
it
you-
does. Sorry, it says, I can sense anything affected by the Hallow spell or know the location of any celestial fiend, undead within 60 feet that is not behind total cover.
Okay. Iggy, what are you doing whilst Sartre starts gesturing and sensing?
I think I'm going to give Satra a moment to see what we're kind of running into. While Satra's doing that, I'm going to just do a quick sweep of the grounds just to see if there's anything that catches my eye in terms of things that stand out or shouldn't be there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The trapper opens the door to this structure. Like a very little, looks like an obelisk with a door inside it. And the moment that door opens is when you wave your hand over at Sartre. And Iggy, you just hear her scream. And now we're going to go back over to Eurydice and to Finch.
Oh, also, just as an FYI, I totally didn't realize this. Invisibility ends once you cast a spell. So sorry, I should have let you know beforehand. I was like, oh god.
Well,
So
to be honest, I did
if you
just
make an
scream
attack-
as well, so...
Yeah.
Yes.
If you make an attack or if you cast a spell, then it goes away. So.
Finch, you sort of sidle next to Eurydice in the booth, opposite Dominique.
Oh, hi.
I say, oh, hey, Eurydice, how's it going? Are you thinking about playing a tune or?
Oh, I probably should do that, right? Yeah. Yeah, I will sidle out of the booth with my violin, and I will just kind of give him like a little look of like maybe talk to them a little bit more and get some more information.
Okay.
Yeah,
And then I'll go up onto the stage and I'll start playing.
Nice. Eurydice, do me a performance check. I'd say with advantage, but I've seen the bonus you get to performance. So
Yeah, that's a 29. So
yeah. What do you play?
I will play a nice little ballad that sounds a lot like "My Heart Will Go On."
Lovely.
Trying to get the tear jerking going.
And basically, just as Eurydice drops the "You're here" is when you you engage with Dominique, and all of the tavern just hushes as they're absolutely captivated by Eurydice. So no one is paying any attention, Finch, to you or Dominique right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna first say, gosh darn, this is good. There's some good tunes, huh?
Sure, she's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I invited her. Wow.
Yeah. Hey, listen. I don't mean to make any accusations and in no judgment whatsoever, but was the miller paying you money to pretend to be Gwendolyn so that he could get over his deep love for her?
How do you know about that?
Look, the important thing isn't how I know. The important thing is what are we going to do about it now? Because he's in a bad spot right now. When was the last time you saw him?
Who? Bergen?
The miller. Yeah.
Jeez, 4 or 5 days ago. He was a bit funny. I mean, look, nothing happened, okay? Nothing happened. It's just holding hands, going for a walk together. That's it. Okay, I don't do any of that funny stuff.
Yeah.
He just said I can't do it anymore. Which was a shame because my starting price is 10 silvers.
Whoa. Oh
yeah. Hey, I got to pay rent.
Yeah, no, I get it. I get it.
Well, you don't think that has anything to do with never mind.
Anything to do with what? Anything to do with what? What were you going to say?
I was just talking to our friend there, and kind of when I did my Gwendolyn on stage, Torvend didn't react very well.
Oh, really?
Haven't really seen him since.
Is that strange for you? You see him pretty regularly.
He always catches my shows.
Yeah.
Actually, he hasn't talked to me for several days now. Kind of a jerk move on his part,
Yeah, I agree. I
thought we had something good.
Yeah.
But if you don't talk to me and tell me there's a problem, come on.
Yeah. Look, you're not looking for advice, but I say dump his ass and find somebody better. First of all,
that's what I say.
Done.
That's it.
Good.
I'm done.
Good on you. Yeah.
Done.
Yeah. Be done. Yeah. I'm with it. Yeah. This has been a really great conversation. And let me say, what's the blacksmith's name? Crom? Incredible. An incredible impression. I thought, man, I thought I was right there with him. Incredible. Yeah. Listen, do you can you tell me anything about the goblin over there at the table?
Oh, Bergen was into that goblin for a lot. Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah.
But hey, the goblin's pretty harmless, really. What's she gonna do? Just break the mill a bit. That goblin loves nothing but money. As long as she gets her money, she's fine.
Yeah. Got it. Yeah. So you would say it would not be a great idea to go into debt with the goblin, is what you're saying?
Unless you wanted to do a lot of dirty jobs for the goblin. No, it's not a good idea to go into debt.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't think about it, but okay, great. Well, this has been really illuminating, and I feel good about this conversation. I hope you do too. And
Sure.
yeah, great.
Well, thanks for coming out. Stay around, have a drink, catch the show. Enjoy your stay.
Yeah, I'd love that. Yeah, I just spent my last copper, but I may be getting some more here just a little bit. So I may do that. I may do that. Great.
We're going to go back to Iggy and Sartre. The moment that door opens, Sartre, you get this overwhelming surge of evil. Like, there is something in there that you are not expecting or ready for, and you can't help but cry out. And Iggy, you obviously don't get this at all. You just see your companion has now materialized. You can sense the spell is worn off. And the trapper turns around. Roll for initiative, you guys.
8.
19.
Okay, Sartre, you're going first.
Right. Okay. Well, I guess I'm going to draw my sword. Talon. Oh.
Okay.
I will draw my sword and I will say, what is the meaning of this?
Do you move at all, or are you just calling out?
Well, how close am I to him? I mean, I was following him, right? And then
You are following at a safe distance. You're about 30 feet away. You could close the gap.
Okay, yeah, and I'm going to close the gap. I'm going to close the gap so that we're about 15 feet apart, I think. I'm going to stride forward and with my sword. Yeah.
Okay. Just go ahead and roll me an intimidation check, please.
Okay. This is going to be a 1, isn't it? Oh, 22.
Yeah.
He doesn't draw his sword. It doesn't say anything. He just backs into the building and then tries to shut the door. Iggy, it's your turn.
I am going to dash up to the door and try to put my foot in it to stop him from closing it.
Okay, let's call that a dexterity roll, please.
21.
Nice. Help me if I remember to roll his. Okay, nice. You just beat him. You get a foot in the door just as he's trying to wrench it closed. It hurts because it's a pretty heavy set door. So you do take 1 point of bludgeoning damage to your foot.
Okay.
But you have wedged your foot in the door. That will bring us on to Sartre again.
I stride forward and I get a clawed hand into the door and I wrench it open again. And I mean, I guess, like, what's he doing? Do I follow him?
He's been trying to close the door. So
I wrench it open. I'm going to grab him by the scruff of the neck. And
okay, so we'll call that a strength check.
All right, okay.
It's contested, and I have just rolled for him.
Okay, so that is 16.
It beats his natural 1. Not only do you put your hand and open the door, you do it with such force because he's not expecting this. He's essentially flattened at the wall, sort of like a. I'll give you a bonus action if you want to say anything or storm in at this point.
Do I not get to grab him by the?
Okay, yep. I'll say bonus action. You grab him.
Yeah.
He is going to try and break free. and drop my dice in the process. I'll play it where it lands. He does not break free. Iggy, you are sort of observing as Sartre has barreled past you. You hear the cracking of ribs as this very heavy door squashes the poor trapper against the wall. And he's then lifted up off the floor very bodily by the Dragonborn. What are you doing?
I draw my cheese knives and step into the room, and I want to see what else is in there because Satra screamed when the door opened, and I want to see if there's anyone else in the room, or if we're storming into a group here, or if he's by himself.
You have a quick scan around the. It's a small room, sort of like a mausoleum you get in the crypt, and actually very eerily like a mausoleum that you get in the crypt, in the fact that it is full of skeletons and a very large coffin in the middle of it.
Great.
Sartre.
I say, what is the meaning of this? Explain.
Roll a. You can choose persuasion or intimidation.
I'm gonna go with. Oh. I'm gonna go with intimidation. I'm feeling intimidating right now. I'm feeling that.
I'm going to give you advantage because you are a 6'7" dragonborn paladin, and you are currently holding him in the air.
Yep, and I just rolled a 20.
Yeah.
You sort of see the front of his pants become sodden.
So satisfying considering what he was earlier.
he sort of writhes and goes, I'm not telling you anything.
You will tell me everything. No!
I killed him. I killed the miller. Just put me down and let me go.
I mean, I meant about what's going on in the room, but okay.
Iggy.
I'm gonna turn hearing the confession and say, let's drag him out of here. I don't like this place. Let's get out of here.
Okay. Sartre, are you dragging the poor sodden trousered man out of his misery, or are we staying where we are?
Okay, so I'm kind of torn about this because I really want to bring this guy to justice, but I also want to get to the bottom of what I think could be a much more evil thing going on at the root of this town now. And, you know, I think that this guy is definitely wrapped up in it. And I'm worried that if we close this door on the outside, we're not going to get back in again. And so I'm going to say, I'm going to ask for an explanation about this as well. My original question was meant to be. So, yeah, can I do that? Ask.
Sure.
Okay.
What do you say exactly?
I say, well, before we take you to face justice for that crime, explain what this is here. Now.
This is where you would find Lady Chauvel.
Let's go back to Eurydice and to Finch. Eurydice, you finish your performance. You have a very rousing and rapturous applause from the tavern dwellers. Dominic is just like, yeah, nice.
Quick question. Since invisibility is a concentration spell, would I feel that goes down for both of them?
It's gone down for Satra. Iggy hasn't.
It hasn't gone down for him. Okay, but would I be able to tell, like, oh, something's happened with her? Okay. I'm gonna look over at Finch then, after I'm done with my performance, and I'm gonna come down off the stage, and I'm gonna be like, "Hey, Finch, I think we should go back to where we were before. I think there might be something that we need to check out by the by the blacksmith shop. I don't know. We have to go somewhere."
I sort of look longingly over at the goblin who's going to loan me a bunch of coins and say, yeah, I can come back. I can come back and do that later. Let's go. Yeah, let's go. Yeah.
Sure. Bye, Dominique. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for that performance. Excellent. You're welcome back anytime.
Thank you. Okay. And then, as we go out, I'll be like, one of their invisibility spells went down, which might either means that they had to attack someone or cast a spell on something, and I'm really nervous that means they got jumped. So we should go catch up to them.
Let's go. And I'll say the stuff that I found out from Dominique about,
okay, that makes sense. Okay, cool. We'll go run over to the place where they're at.
Yeah.
Okay. So you head back to the Arboretum and you see, Satra holding the trapper you met moments before in the air. You can't see sight of Iggy, but you're pretty sure he's there somewhere.
Yeah. Oh.
I'm gonna walk. This is the trapper who was dating Dominique, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk him and say, FYI, buddy, you're dumped.
He's having such a bad day.
It's like maybe number 3 on his list of terrible stuff. I just wanted to add it to his list.
Yeah, wet himself, confessed to murder. Now I just found out.
All he had to do was say,
this bad day's scary. Oh.
He
just goes, what?
I think I would just say, like, are y'all okay? Is it, what's going on?
Iggy, do you want to summarize?
Yeah, this guy just confessed to murdering the miller, and we're in some kind of crypt.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Case closed.
Mm-hmm.
Case closed. Got him.
At this point, every one of you roll me a perception check, please.
Oof. 18.
19.
7.
11.
You all notice that it's suddenly getting pretty darn misty in the middle of the Arboretum. Satra and Eurydice, you sort of notice a lot of this is emanating from the crypt itself. And a great cloud of this mist comes together. Satra, you're still pretty heightened to what's going on, and you feel this sort of dread within your chest as the mist takes the form of the monocled lady you met in the restaurant.
I knew it! Yes.
Put the trapper down.
No.
You suddenly feel, Satra, almost like this woman's voice in the back of your mind, just sort of scratching. And I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Okay. 11.
Despite the fact the words have come out of your mouth, you feel compelled to do as she says.
Oh.
And even though you're fighting against it, like you put the trapper down.
But he's the one who killed the miller. We found
it. We got him.
Yeah.
Yep. Are you here for to give us our reward, or?
Yeah.
I think she was in on it, guys. I think she was in on it from the start.
What?
He was not meant to kill Miller. He was simply meant to get rid of him. I mean, come on, I am running.
I can see
Yeah,
how that
that's
could be
not very
improved.
clear instructions. When you say get rid of someone, that kind of sounds like.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, like
Continue with your monologue.
I am running a very respectable establishment, no? I cannot have a cheese board with no black pepper crisp breads. It is embarrassing.
it is.
This idiot was meant to scare
Valid point.
Miller. I knew that he was in pretty deep with a fast goblin. I thought if he went over and saw the Miller and told him that the goblin wanted to collect its debts, then the problem would fix itself and I could get a new Miller. But now I have to clean up and, well, as you can imagine, the sort of reviews I would get if it turns out there was an actual murder in my establishment. I hope you don't take it personally, but I will have to also dispose of four of you as well. It's nothing personal.
I would not like that, actually.
I don't want
I'd rather
that either.
not.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
I'm
fair.
afraid
That's a
you
hard
do
no
not
for
have
me.
a choice. And at this point, she bares her fangs. And she moves very quickly towards you. And I need you all to roll initiative.
Oh,
Let's
God.
go.
18.
13.
I got a
Unnatural
17.
20.
Ooh, okay. So hang on. Astrid, what did you roll? Natural 20.
Unnatural 20.
Unnatural. Jeff?
13.
13. Josh?
17.
17. And Emily?
18.
18. Okay. Josh, can you roll again?
Yep. A 16.
Is that with or without your modifier?
That is with my modifier.
Ooh, you are just ahead of
Alright.
Lady Chevel. Well done.
With modifier, I'm a 20. Just want to put that out there just in case that was.
Okay.
Forgot.
Astrid and Emily roll again. We'll see which one of you goes first, unless one of you wants to go first.
I mean, I go. Oh, I got a 5. Ugh.
I get a 9. So.
Eurydice, there is a vampire swiftly moving towards all of you. What do you do?
Okay. I'm going to kind of shiver a little bit, but I'm going to point, just close my eyes really quick, but I'm going to point at her, and I'm going to cast right in front of her Shatter. She has to make a Constitution save.
Okay. What's the DC?
15.
She fails.
Okay. So that is 3d8 thunder damage. 7 plus... Whoops. Okay, so that is 9 points of thunder damage.
Okay.
And then as a bonus action, I'm going to give Bardic Inspiration. I'm just going to whistle a little tune, and then I'm going to give Bardic Inspiration to Satra.
Okay. Which is very handy because Satra is going next. But this arc of lightning envelops Lady J, and she grimaces because it's unpleasant, but she just shakes her head. That was a very stupid thing to do, because now I am very pissed off. Satra.
Archer doesn't laugh because that would ruin this whole moment. Okay, Satra is going to use her draconic breath weapon and breathe fire on this.
Nice. I'm going to say because Lady J is a vampire. Yeah. If you hit, that is going to be damage with advantage. Is there a DC involved for me?
Breath weapon. Okay, it says as an action, once per shot, exhale a 15-foot cone. Dex DC 11, half damage on success for 2d6 fire damage.
Dex DC. She passes the saving throw, but just roll normal damage because it's fire and she's a vampire.
Oh, 5.
Okay. We're hitting her with all the elementals. I love it. This one actually, even though it didn't do as much damage, is a lot more unpleasant for Lady J. And that sort of ethereal beauty slips for a second, and you see this wicked, evil creature beneath with mad, blood-red eyes. The monocle just melts off her face under the heat of your draconic breath. And she just sort of composes herself. But it is Finch next.
How far away am I from Lady J?
You're close enough to close the gap and attack her if you wish.
Okay. I am going to use my wild shape action. And I'm going to transform into a beast. You see, I'm just a little halfling, and you see me sort of expand and grow as I transform into a mighty cow with big horns, and I'm going to charge at Lady J and sort of build up some speed as I go. And I think you need to succeed on a DC 13 saving throw or be knocked prone on this attack.
Nice.
But I think I just do a standard roll first.
Okay.
Does a 17 get past your AC?
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay, so then this is, because it's a charge, it's 3d6 plus 3. So it's 16 damage.
The rest of you watch as Cowfinch bellows, drops his head, and charges the vampire. And you connect and flick your head up. You just tend to sort of somersaulting several times before she lands in quite a large heap. And you just hear this crack as her arm falls awkwardly beneath her and breaks. And she howls in pain. And she will get a go now. Okay. She wrenches herself to her feet. And Cowfinch, she rushes towards you. And she is going to try and bite you.
You won't be surprised to know that the cow does not have especially high armor class.
Well, I rolled a 3. I'm going to assume that does not hit the cow.
That doesn't hit, no.
No. Amazing how my vampire missed a cow. But somehow, in the confusion, because she was not expecting you to turn into a cow, or be catapulted up into the air, yeah, you managed to just sort of use your amazing cow foo to dodge the vampire's bite. That takes us to Iki.
All right, I will run up behind the vampire with Finch in front of her, and I'll take an attack with my cheese knives.
Okay. Roll to hit.
14.
It does not hit. But would you like to use your inspiration?
Yes, I will. Thanks for the reminder. Much better. 20.
A natural or dirty?
Dirty.
Okay. That hits.
Okay, so I get sneak attack damage on this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's 5. 13 points of piercing damage.
What are your cheese knives made of?
That's a good question. They are finely crafted, but I can't say that they are pure silver.
Okay. You sneak up behind Lady J, and the rest of you hear this thunk. And do you know that sort of cheese knife you get with the little 2 prongs at the end?
Oh yeah.
One of those just appears through her chest. Like, and she looks down.
How dare you stab me with a cheese knife? You are the vampire hunters I have killed in my decades on this earth. And you stab me with a cheese knife.
Eurydice, there's an incredibly angry vampire that's just been stabbed with a cheese knife in front of you. And what do you do?
I'm going to cast fear on her.
Ooh.
It looks like it's a wisdom save, and I cast the phantasmal image of her worst fear. So I'm going to cast a big newspaper with a 1-star review of her tavern on it. And then, yeah, she has to make a wisdom save of 15.
Because she failed, I'm going to allow you to describe the actual review itself.
Oh, okay. It just like it says like the food was bland. Where's all the bread? Too meat forward. Atmosphere is too loud, too noisy, that kind of thing.
This is not possible. No, my reputation. No.
Yeah, and so she has to take the dash action and move away from me. So it looks like she's frightened as well. She has the frightened. I believe, yeah.
She hightails it back inside the crypt. And actually, I'm going to give Emily, Josh, and Jeff, you can all have attacks of opportunity.
Okay.
So all of you can roll to hit.
So 23 for me.
18 for me.
Okay. Iggy?
23 for me.
So Power Rangers style, you all sort of attack at the same time. And can you all roll damage because all of you hit?
Oh, sure. If I do hit, can I also do Divine Smite?
Yes.
Yeah.
I do 4 damage.
Okay. I did. Wait, what dice are we using? Like.
It is your strength if you're a pally.
I do
your
8.
Modifier plus your damage die.
I do 8 damage with my hooves.
Oh.
This fleeing vampire, then the cow just rears up on its hind legs.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the back really drives that cheese knife further into her chest.
I do 22.
Wow.
Oh.
And then also,
Divine
if I'm doing
Smite.
Divine Smite, I also get 2d8.
Oh, that was without Divine Smite. Oh my gosh.
Whoa.
Of damage, I think. So that's 22 plus 4 plus 8. So 26. 34.
Yikes. Yeah, so as the cow is clobbering the poor vampire that's fleeing from the terrible review, you manage to embed another one of your cheese knives into her chest. So again, thunk, right through her chest again. This is kind of that pointy sort of arrow-shaped one this time, with the little sort of finely crafted wooden handle. And then, Sarge, you just step forward and cleave her back open, and Lady Jade screams so loudly that you all sort of go, ugh. Now she's reared up and reeling around. It's actually your go again, Sartre. I'm going to give you advantage on this attack roll.
Is she still going?
Yeah.
Holy moly.
Vampire's pretty tough.
I kind of want to let her go. I'm so impressed at this point. Okay? She's having a cow. She's got an arm half hanging off. She's got like, you know, she's got a back open. She's got cheese knives sticking out of her.
Bad day for Lady J.
Bad day, but this lady. Okay, sorry. So I'm going to take another swipe at her with Talon.
Okay. Roll with advantage.
Okay, so that's 10 plus 6 on Talon. So that's 16.
That is a hit. You had advantage, so roll again, see if you can get a natural 20.
Oh, 2.
Oh, imagine if I'd called it, though. That would have been cool. You do hit, though.
Oh, good. Okay. So.
Roll your damage, sorry.
3? Oh, come on.
Are you divine smiting again?
No, I have to. Then it doesn't have to actually hit. Do I get it? Do I get a hit?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, sure. Why not? Yes, I'll divine smite. Okay, give me a second. So I got 3 plus 8, so 11 plus 8.
Nice.
So
19. Okay. There's this crackle of energy as you swing Talon, and you're going for the kill. You manage to get most of the Talon through her, but not quite enough to cleave her in twain. And Lady J sort of whirls around, and if she wasn't mad enough before, she's hysterical now. That bad review really did a number on her. She looks a lot worse for wear after you've been cleaving her twice now, but she's still standing, and she will attack you, Sartre. Does a 19 hit you?
Oh. Oh.
I think that's a yes.
Yeah.
So Lady J grabs you. I don't know what a dragon's like sort of frills are called. Scales, fins.
No.
I mean, anyone else it'd be their hair.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whatever you would call that part of the dragon's appendage, she's grabbed, and wrench your neck to one side, and she sinks her teeth in. A little bit like the way Finch was attacking the meat plate earlier on. I'm not going to lie. And she is going to do.
Like my armor class. Wait, hold on, because like I'm wearing a lot of armor here, and
doesn't protect your neck. Evidently, she rolled pretty darn high. Sounds like. But you sort of feel that pinch of her two fangs as they puncture your hide, and she does 5 points of piercing damage to you.
ow.
And you are now grappled. But let's just open it to Iggy. What are you going to do?
Well, seeing vampire drinking from Satra, I'd run up behind her and give her another cheese knife.
Thank you, Iggy.
I'd still roll with advantage because she's kind of preoccupied with biting your dragonborn friend.
Okay. Really bad. 11.
This time you try to stab the vampire with the cheese knife, but this one just bends back on itself off her hide. Just like you're quite bummed because this is one of your favorite cheese knives.
Yeah.
Oh.
Cool. That does take us back to Eurydice. She's still chowing down on Sadria.
I am then going, if she still has Satra in a hold, I'm going to try and cast Calm Emotions on her. That has to be a charisma.
Satra or Lady J?
On Lady J, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, so she has to make a charisma saving throw. 15.
Okay. She succeeds.
Ah, dang it. Okay. Never mind. Then I'm going to... I will give another Bardic Inspiration point to... I'll give it to Iggy this time.
Okay. Satra, it's your turn. I'll give you a bonus action to try and break free from Lady J's grapple.
Thank you very much. A 3.
That is, not successful. She rolled higher than you, so she's still biting away.
Can I get a stab in?
I'll let you roll for it.
Yeah. I've got to try something, right? Like I've got to
Go for it.
Okay. That was 19.
Okay, that'll hit. Roll your damage.
Sorry, it's 22.
And the damage?
$16.
Whoa. Nice. Somehow with your free hand, you managed to skewer her with Talon, and she lets go. She wrenches the blade from her middle and then just looks at you. Goes, do you know what? If I offered to comp your entire stay, maybe we could forget all of this is happening. No? Because quite frankly, I have been stabbed one too many times, so I like doing tonight. And she just sort of takes her misshape again and starts evaporating.
Oh.
Leaving you with the trapper, who has just been watching this entire scenario. Goes, you got me. Please don't stick me with the cheese knife. What do the four of you do?
Wait, is Finch still a cow?
Finch is still a cow.
I transform back into myself. Once the battle is clearly over, I transform back.
Oh, I quite like the cow.
Oh my gosh.
What kind of state am I in? Am I just bleeding freely? Like
You are pretty much caked in blood that's been spewing from your neck. You're not the most pleased of paladins right now.
I'll go over to her and touch her and give her cure wounds.
You just watch as underneath your touch, the 2 puncture marks close up. And
You can get 11 points back.
Nice.
oh, didn't I only lose 5?
Oh, well.
What was that?
You definitely got 5, and now you feel energized.
Excellent.
Almost as if that was a spa treatment that you unwittingly signed up for.
There you go.
Net win.
Wow. You certainly wouldn't leave such a horrible review on Adventure Advisor than Lady J got from Eurydice. So the trapper Torvan, he just sort of kneels down and says, "Okay, you got me."
I want to know, does Lady J, does she drink blood from guests regularly, or is she just getting it all from these flowers that she's growing around this place?
The guests are untouched normally by Lady J, apart from the ones who stab her multiple times. Part of your work contract is the vampire gets to feed off you from time to time, and it's made the local plants go haywire.
Yeah.
Hey, the perks are good.
They'd have to be.
Yeah.
And so did you just murder the Miller guy because she was like, get rid of him, or was it also because, you know, your significant other was pretending to be his ex-girlfriend?
It's pretty common knowledge that Bergen owed a lot of money to Fats, and Fats was very annoyed that he was missing payments. And Lady J thought it would be a good way to deal with the Miller. See, Lady J doesn't like anyone knowing about the whole vampire thing. You can imagine, not great for tourist traffic. So she wanted me to go and scare the Miller a bit, get him to back off. He was ransoming her for a lot of money. And Miller's irreplaceable. But then I saw Dominique in the stage show. And now I'd heard about Bergen and Gwendolyn, and I thought, there's no way Gwendolyn would ever do that to Crom. There's no way. And I knew about Dominique's side racket, and I was fine with it. You know, she'd sign a will or forge a document here, and then that was fine. We got by. But when I saw her as Gwendolyn, and I pictured that Miller getting his hands all over her, something just came over me, and I had to make him pay. So I got my skinning knife, and I buried that in his guts. And he's a big guy, but he went down. And then I thought, this doesn't look good. So I snuck in the blacksmith. I took a hammer, and I made it look like Crom did it. And I would have gotten away with it too, if it wasn't for you blasted tourists.
You might have got away with it if you just told me what was going on in this room and not blurted out that you were the man.
And peed yourself.
Yeah, don't forget about.
Oh, heck.
Yeah, also that, yeah.
At this point, the guards, who have been very, very absent up until this point, I agree. Yes, you believe it. The guards arrive, and they lead Torvan away. And the waiter who had earlier served you, he hands you each a little business card, and he says, "Compliments of Lady J. Your stay is free, provided you don't mention any of the unpleasantries that you witnessed here in Platinette." The good news
out of my review
is tomorrow we'll hire a new miller, and we'll have our sourdough crisp breads once again. So we encourage you all to enjoy a complimentary cheese board on the house.
Oh, that's nice.
And yes, I'm very conscious of time, so that, I believe, is where we'll end the adventure, with you all enjoying a free stay under Lady J's
Hooray.
very reluctant hospitality.
The late Lady J? Was she always the late Lady J? Or is she coming back? Or is she...
I think technically she was always the late Lady J. I mean, she's still alive.
Yeah, I don't think we killed her.
Yeah.
No.
We just kind of...
You hurt her enough to give you a free stay, and then she doesn't give that out very easily.
I think it was worth it. Yeah, I think we...
Yeah.
You
But
say that, you want her meal.
It's true.
Oh, man. Well, guys, that was so much
great.
fun and so hectic. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Thank you all so much.
Thank you for DMing.
Yeah, that was super fun.
Oh, great.
I had a great
You were
time.
all a pleasure to DM for. I hope you enjoyed the mystery, and I hope those of you watching either now or in the future, because you can catch us on YouTube whenever, have also enjoyed it. We'll end this tonight. Guys, stay on so we can have a quick chat and say good night at the end of this. But yeah, thank you for tuning in to TBRCon, everyone. And the TBRCon is nearly finished. It's so sad. It's been so much fun. But thank you to all our authors. I'll just go around you one more time. Just remind us when your latest books are coming out, where we can find more about you. And we'll go with Astrid first of all.
You can find me basically everywhere at Astrid K Writes, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all that fun stuff. And my website, astridknight.com. My next book is coming out TBD. So
still in development, I believe.
Yeah.
And Jeff.
You can find me mostly on Twitter at Jeff Speight. My website's jeffreyspeight.com, and Mystic Reborn comes out April 1st.
Awesome. And Josh?
Yeah, I am on social media, although I don't regularly use it these days, but I'm on Twitter at Johnson Joshua P, and on Instagram, I can't even remember what my username is, but you can find me somewhere around there. And I have a website, joshuaphillipjohnson.com. My next book is out on February 14th, so it's called The Endless Song, and you get it where you get books.
And Emily, just to wrap us up.
Cool. You can find me on Twitter at Emily Inkpen. I think on Instagram I'm also at Emily Inkpen. Generally I keep it pretty uniform across things. Dex Legacy Season 2 is written and in production and will be out later this year. So that's exciting. But yeah, you can catch up with all of Season 1 free wherever you listen. So.
Thank you. And I've been Tom Bookbeard. I have a beard. And you can find me on the socials as Tom Bookbeard. So please do. But good night, everyone. And thank you so much for tuning in.
Thank you. Bye.